Good morning, y'all. It's time. And now we get to introduce you to the one and only.
The one and only.
The only one.
The only one.
The only of the one, the Reverend Dr. Ken Wilcox.
Thank you, Sam and Lucy. Y'all were doing a little double teaming there. I like that. Good morning, everyone. My name is Reverend Ken Wilcox. This is the Center for Spiritual Living. If you're joining us online, we're grateful to have you, but boy, you're missing out the energy and enthusiasm and love in this community. And so be sure to join us online, but be sure to come and visit us if you can. You know, all Spirit asks and all it requires is the opportunity to appear. You're that opportunity, and so am I. It's the purpose of this wonderful teaching of ours to keep us reminded of this essential truth in our lives. And to help this truth show up in our lives in a greater, more loving and dynamic way, I always ask you to do one simple thing, and that's to leave all your troubles, your fears, your would-haves, your could-haves, to leave that stuff outside. And for the next 45 minutes or so, to open up an avenue of Spirit possibilities in your life. And what are Spirit possibilities? Well, they're for more love, more joy, more happiness, prosperity, friendship, laughter, dance, great music, wonderful friends, everything in life that makes us feel alive. Because that's what Spirit is doing through you and through me, showing up and recognizing itself through our love, our joy, and our laughter. So know you're in a great place this morning, and Spirit's going to recognize and reward you abundantly. We are a unique spiritual community. We have no dogma. We don't tell you what you should believe. We welcome you wherever you are on your spiritual journey, and we encourage you to develop a God of your understanding, one that you can put to work in your life to experience God's goodness. So know you're in a great place this morning. Well, just a couple of announcements before we get going. First of all, I want to thank our wonderful Jim Saul and Silver Fawn for helping me out while I was away. Silver Fawn, if you can stand up there, Silver Fawn. She's also our volunteer coordinator. So if you would like to volunteer here, let Silver Fawn know and she'll find a place for you. Now, if you're wanting to follow us on YouTube, you can scan that little code there. All you have to do is just take a picture of it. It will take you directly to our YouTube page, and you can sign up and become a subscriber. We only need 40 more subscribers, and we'll hit 1,000 subscribers. And that's something important to YouTube, I guess. Our new members class is going to be where it's next Sunday. It's just one class. I'll be teaching it after service. So if you'd like to participate, if you'd like to be a new member, or if you just want to learn more about us, that's the class for you. That's next Sunday after service. We're still collecting school supplies for kids in need. We expanded it for next week, but go and buy school supplies. And here's what I want you to do with those supplies. Put them in a prominent place in your house. And for the next week, you do prayers over those supplies. You see those supplies going to a kid and encouraging that kid to know that there are people in the community that love and support their dreams and hopes. You do prayer work to see those supplies supporting those families that don't have the money to buy pencils for their kids to go to school. Imagine that. Imagine that you don't have the money to buy notebooks for kids going to school. You do prayer works for the teachers who are underpaid, under-respected, work way too hard. You do prayers for those teachers. And then you bring them in, and we collect them, and we'll give them out to a school in need. It'll do great work, and it'll return to you in some really amazing way. Let's see, after service today, our own Elaine Malloy is going to continue her class. Elaine, would you stand up? There she is. You might need to get on a chair, Elaine. I don't know, but there she's standing, people. Thank you, Elaine. That's a wonderful class, so be sure to attend that. It's after service, and it's only for a love offering. Finally, if you're not registered to vote, and they tell me if you're not registered to vote by mail, we can help you out. There's a table outside for that. So be sure to stick around and do that because you want to get your vote counted. Those are all my announcements. So, Sam and Lucy, I know you got a great song for us.
You're my heaven and I'll sing it to the stars. You're my heaven. Feel the light turn to night with the calming of the evening sun. Sitting low, there it goes, dipping down now. Today's come and gone. Here I am, hand in hand, as I walk in the sand with you, love. Letting go like a wave in the ocean, my eyes turn above. You're my heaven and I'll sing it to the stars. You're my heaven, I feel grateful in my heart. Now I come to see you, I know I want to be with you forever. 'Cause every moment with you I'm in heaven. Wind blows high with the tide in the sky, little fires are shining, capturing all the things that a dream might be possible. Here I am, hand in hand, as I walk in the sand with you, love. All the lights in the sky, do you think they'll tell us who we are? You're my heaven and I sing it to the stars. You're my heaven, I feel grateful in my heart. Now I come to see you, I know I want to be with you forever. 'Cause every moment with you, you're my heaven, and I pray to the angels that I live you always, and I serve you like a queen. You are my heaven, and I pray to always be with you. Oh, oh, you're my heaven.
Yay! Thank you, Sam and Lucy. Wonderful. One additional announcement that I didn't make, but I need to. I've been in contact with the family of our dear friend Richard Austin, who made his transition a week ago, and they're telling me that they're going to have a service for him to celebrate his life in November. When they firm that up, I'll pass that along. I'll share that information. We may want to do something in addition for here, because I think that service will be in Jacksonville, and we might want to do something here, but I'll let you know that as those plans develop. Wonderful person, very loved, and we certainly want to celebrate his life. All right, now to get our service going, we're going to get a reading and treatment, and Maureen Cernsey is coming up to do it. Come on up, Maureen.
Oh, good morning, everyone. How wonderful to be with all of you this morning. I am so grateful. So my reading really isn't a reading. It's actually, I garnered some things from the vlog from last week from Era of Peace. And I like this. It's cosmic moments come and cosmic moments go. Throughout the universe, there are myriad events such as celestial alignments and universal cycles within cycles within cycles. that cause shifts of vibration that greatly amplify frequencies of divine love and light that are available for humanity's individual and collective evolutionary process. These incredible opportunities present themselves on a regular basis through lunar cycles, sun cycles, eclipses, solstices, equinoxes, and planetary alignments. They also occur when we experience galactic solar waves, plasma storms, solar winds, photonic light streams, solar flares, magnetic fields, and other various cosmic events, including world events. We'll get to that a little later. Even though these events present the opportunity for tremendous influxes of divine light on Earth, if you and I and the rest of awakening humanity, I lost my place, sorry. Awakening humanity do not deliberately volunteer to be the open doors. Ken, I need one of those things that makes it bigger. Okay, we'll go back to the rest of Planety and life on planet Earth. This divine light will pass us by and will not be able, tangibly available in the Earth's world of physical form on this planet. Since the December solstice, we have, for the past several months, been experiencing powerful solar flashes and extremely powerful shifts in Earth's magnetic field. These shifts affect our nervous system, our mental body, and our physical body, and our physical brain structure. Higher influxes of the divine light we are now receiving are enhancing our spiritual centers, which consist of our pineal, pituitary, hypothalamus glands, and the ganglionic center at the base of our brain. Interesting stuff, huh? The world event occurring now, the Olympic Games in Paris, France, are the perfect chance, the perfect opportunity to engage our spiritual power. When we focus on the connection on it, with billions of people tuning in to the Olympics and sending this message from our hearts. And the message is, the family of humanity setting aside our differences and coming together in peace with the goal of reaching our highest level of excellence. We can all do that. So I invite you to turn within, allowing the presence to fill our hearts and our minds with the love that is God. And that our own personal and collective excellence can be enhanced as we each day, when we think of the Olympics or look at something with the Olympics, sending that message out, knowing that that vibration raises the frequency not only of ourselves, but the entire world, and bringing ourselves to a new earth where truly peace is. I am so grateful and thankful to be participating in this service today, as you all are. I am grateful for everyone who makes this possible. Grateful for Reverend Ken's message, for Sam and Lucy's music, for our media control team, David and Miles, all of the board members, the volunteers, everyone who does so much to make this center the vibrant, operating, wondrous work of God. That is you, that is me, we are doing it. It is unfolding perfectly, perfectly. And thanks to my fellow practitioners and all of the readers and the people that step up and do what is need to be done for this center to be what it is, which is magnificent. You are all part of this. I am part of this. It is alive. It is in us, and it is radiating out to the world. This community is amazing, and I am so grateful to be a part of it. I know this is the truth speaking. I let it be, and so it is.
Okay, here are the rules. You're going to sing. If you refuse to sing, play with the idea of humming. Vibration is everything. So you can read these words and you can hum if you're an anti-singer. And the same effect is going to happen in your body. Okay? All right? And if you're a singer and you always sing, you might want to try humming. It might be fun.
But Lucy's going to be taking notes on who's
Yeah.
singing over there. Open my eyes so I can see more clearly. Open my heart so I can love more deeply. Open my mind so I can know thee all and lose myself in eternal bliss. Open my eyes so I can see more clearly. Open my heart so I can love more deeply. Open my mind so I can know thee all and lose myself in eternal bliss. Open my eyes so I can see more clearly. Open my heart so I can love more deeply. Open my mind so I can know thee all and lose myself in eternal bliss. Open my eyes so I can see more clearly. Open my heart so I can love more deeply. Open my mind so I can know thee all and lose myself in eternal bliss. So I can lose myself in eternal bliss. So I can lose myself in eternal bliss. Open my eyes so I can see more clearly. Open my heart so I can love more deeply. Open my mind so I can know thee all and lose myself in eternal bliss.
Thank you, Sam. That was lovely. So my talk this morning is where God shows up. It's been 2 weeks since I gave a talk, and it seemed like those were eventful 2 weeks. A person I don't quote a lot, Vladimir Lenin, he had an interesting quote. He said, sometimes history goes 50 years and not much happened. And then he says, sometimes in 5 days, empires collapse. And we're going through that kind of period where there's lots of energy flowing through. Things are changing. And so it's good for us to remind ourselves to stay balanced. It's good for us to feed ourselves spiritually because people are looking to you. Even people that you don't think, they're paying attention to what you're doing and how you're moving through. So we want to take care of ourselves as best we can. It's good to remind ourselves we need to be balanced so that we can have a vision of the power and the world we want to live in, and that we can hold on to the greatest vision for ourselves and each other. I know many of you have been watching the Olympics, and my niece was down, so she loves the Olympics, so we were watching it. I didn't get the name of the woman, the athlete that this happened to, but she was an older Canadian athlete. She had not been scheduled to participate in this one swimming match, but somebody dropped out and she got the spot. Nobody had thought that she was a contender. She won the gold medal. And they asked her, how did you win this? And she said, I kept having a vision of this match in my brain, and I kept having a vision I was going to win. The visions we hold for ourselves or empower are possible. And so we want to hold the best vision for ourselves. So the last Sunday I was here, it was my birthday, and what a great day that was. We had Eddie Watkins here, and boy, he had everybody up and dancing. At one point, we did a conga line, and, and I had to come to a realization. You know, I talk a lot about my mentor, Kennedy Schultz, how he led this huge center up in Atlanta, 700 people on a Sunday, and the great work that he did, and he did great work. But the idea came to me, I think in the middle of the conga line, that was not a kind of event that he could have created. It wasn't in him to have that kind of fun, wisdom and truth and principle, all that, and he shared it greatly. But fun, that wasn't a part of it, and fun is needed and necessary, and now more than ever. So I'm grateful for this community that it has allowed me to get to a place where we can have fun and enjoy our lives, because after all, that's the reason we are here. Now, unfortunately, after that wonderful Sunday, the following week was pretty tough, because I got news that our dear friend Richard Alston had made his transition. I had talked to him just a couple of days before. Later on in the week, as I was getting ready to go down to Fort Lauderdale, I found out that my dear friend Beverly Melander, who had been here that Sunday and actually was on stage, that she had had a stroke. At first we thought it was a light stroke, but it's turned out to be a little more serious, and she's in rehabilitation, and we're all expecting a recovery, and she's getting tons of prayer work and support, but it's a life challenge she's facing. And it's just remarkable how, in just a short period of time, our lives can change. So we want to be as conscious of what we're going through as much as we can. So with those two sad events, I was going to Fort Lauderdale to participate in my friend Dr. Waterhouse's installation in Fort Lauderdale, and I'll share more with you about that a little bit later on. This past week, I spent the entire week with my 12-year-old grandnephew. And if you want to feel like your age, spend time with a 12-year-old. Yeah. Now, it's my own fault, because I was determined we were going to have the best time we could have with him. So we were doing lots of stuff. And I was thinking back on the vacations I had when I was young. And when I was young, my family, vacations were you went and visited other family members. That's how you had a vacation. And my favorite was Aunt Lucille in London, Kentucky. And she was an amazing, loving person. And I think about it, that the age difference between she and I is probably the same age difference between me and my nephew now. And I thought that was curious. I remember one particular vacation, we had the two families had gotten together, and we were going camping at a state park in Kentucky. We got there, we got set up. The park ranger, he came to our camp because he had gotten a call for Aunt Lucille. And so she went off to get the call, and she came back with the sad news that her sister had died. She was the baby of a huge family, and one of the older sisters had died. And my mom volunteered. She says, well, Aunt Lucille, if you want, we'll get in the car and we'll go tonight to Georgia. If you want, you and I, we'll get in the car and we'll drive all night and we'll get there. And I remember Aunt Lucille said, no. She said, the funeral won't be for a couple of days. And she says, the kids deserve a good time. They deserve to have fun. And I think that really is the challenge of as we get older, we lose friends. We have other friends who go through hardships. We do our best to support them. But at the same time, you still have to grab as much joy from life as you can, and you still have to be available to be a fount, a source of joy for those around you, to be a source of God's love for those around you. So with my nephew, we stayed on the go as much as we can. We went to the movies. We went down to Cape Canaveral, which he loved. We went to his favorite restaurants. We went to an escape room. If you've not been to an escape room, this is where you pay a good bit of money to get locked into a room. And there are clues in the room to help you figure out how to get out. He loved it. He thought it was the best. But here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing. Of all the wonderful things that we did, the thing that he found the most important was a conversation he and I had on the beach and actually in the water. I was the only one of the adults willing to get into the water with him. Not saying anything about the other worthless adults we had in the party. No judgment there at all. But I was teaching him to jump waves. And as we were jumping waves, he was sharing with me a series of books that he had read that he found important. They were the Harry Potter books. And I knew a little bit about them. And so he was sharing with me why they were important to him and what was the lessons he was learning from them. At one point, I went back into on the beach to get a drink of water, and he came to me. He says, Uncle Kenny, he says, I'd like to get back to our conversation. I want to finish it up. Now, everything that we had done, it was that little bit of attention to him that was the most important thing of all. You know, the greatest gift we can give anyone is our time and letting them know they're important to us. Because when you give your time, you're giving a portion of your life that you're not going to get back. And you're letting them know that you value them, that what they think and what they feel are important to you. And most of the time, this is what people really want from us, just recognition. Just recognition. This is the reason why we used to say, a part of our service, the Namaste. The God in me sees the God in you, or the God in me recognizes the God in you. And so it's an important lesson for us. That's all we need to do is to recognize people. Now, the Sunday before that had been a big Sunday for me because I was going down to Fort Lauderdale, to the Fort Lauderdale Center, and I was participating in the installation of my dear friend, Dr. John Waterhouse. Now, Dr. Waterhouse was president for 2 terms of our international organization. So this guy knows everybody in our organization, everybody. But he had picked me to do the main talk of the installation. Now, I didn't really worry about it that much. I had practiced it that much, but I was ready to go down. Eddie Watkins Jr. was down there also. He was playing the music for them. We had a grand time. John had taken us out to Fort Lauderdale, taken us to a great restaurant. We had gone by the center, and we had seen the facility and met the people, his board and practitioners. It was just a lovely time. Sunday morning, they put us in a nice business hotel. So Sunday morning, I woke up. I went down to have a breakfast that was extraordinarily expensive, although it was really good too. And I met one of the ministers, and he and I sat and we had breakfast, and he and I just hit it off. We had this wonderful conversation. And the whole time we're having this wonderful conversation, the waiter kept coming around and pouring really strong Cuban coffee for us. So I had probably 10 cups of coffee. I get to the center, and I suddenly realize when I'm at the center that there are probably 15 other ministers there who've come from all over the nation just to watch this service. And I'm the headliner of the thing. And I get into a panic. First of all, it's very hot. They made us wear these robes, are like a wool blanket, wearing a wool blanket in the summertime. They line us up. There are 20 of us, and I'm the end of this thing. And so we're going into the auditorium, and I go into a full-fledged panic attack. I lose my breath. You can't talk if you can't hold your breath. And so I'm in this panic attack, which is very unlike me at all, because normally I don't have this kind of experience. Normally I'm really comfortable on the stage. I'm very much like Bugs Bunny. I was introducing my nephew to Bugs Bunny. Young people don't know about Bugs Bunny these days, which I find horrific. But I'm like Bugs Bunny. You put the light on me, and I'm a canned ham. I'll get out there and I'll entertain in some fashion, one way or another. But there in front of all these important people, and I really, really wanted to do a great job for John because he had honored me, I was about to pass out. And at one point, I really seriously thought about telling John, I can't do this. You're going to have to cover for me. And then something miraculous happened. There was only one song between me and getting up and talking, and it was Eddie Watkins Jr. And he looked at the schedule and he said, I'm not playing the song y'all told me to play. I'm playing something else. Nobody ever argues with Eddie Watkins Jr. And he started playing a song, and when he did, I knew immediately it was a message from Spirit for me, that I didn't have to worry about it, that Spirit through me could handle this thing. And so I went from almost passing out, and I got up to the podium, and not to brag, but I rocked the house. Yeah. Spirit through me rocked the house. Because it was an okay talk. It wasn't a great talk. I wasn't a great presenter, but something happened. Energies coalesced, and it was a great talk. You know, we're all facing challenges right now, and these challenges they're like overwhelming us. We don't know we can handle it, but turn it over to Spirit. You plus Spirit is an answer to any challenge you're facing. So you don't need to be worried about what's in front of you. You don't need to be worried about what the boss is telling you. You don't need to be worried about what the doctor or the bank's telling you. You plus Spirit is an answer to any challenge you face. Now, I know you're wondering, well, what's the song Eddie sang? Well, it's one that, if you've heard Eddie very much, it's one that you know very well. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. And you know, if you have a trouble taking on that term God, just add an extra vowel to it. And just say, I'm the place where good shows up. I am the place where good is happening. I am the place where bringing comfort to a friend in the rehab, where I'm listening to a 12-year-old, where I am able to stand up in front of people. You are the place where good is showing up in your life. And later on in the song, he says, sometimes I wander and ponder only to realize I'm not alone, and I don't have to do anything on my own. We're not alone in this journey. We have this partnership with Spirit. And even in this turbulent times, this is when we're called to call out to that. And not just when we're just when we're in the spotlight, but when we're called to laugh, even though we have a tear in our heart, to acknowledge people around us who are important when we may not be feeling so good ourselves, and to know that we have the power and glory of Spirit to make a way when there seems no way possible. In every moment, we're reminded that we're not alone, that God is with us. He walks offering a partnership that transcends solitude. Whether in the light of joy or the shadow of sorrow, we are called to embrace love and wisdom, knowing that within us lies a power for goodness, that it can illuminate any night. And we don't need to fear, but we can live in celebration of the gift that Spirit has given us. I mentioned to you that only a few days before his passing, I spoke to my wonderful friend, Richard Alston. And we did affirmative prayers for each other because, of course, I would do a prayer for him, but I always asked that he would do a prayer for me. And in his prayer for me, he started crying. And he told me, he says, Ken, he says, these are not tears of sorrow. He says, they're tears of joy. He says, because when I'm talking to you, I think about the community. You know, Richard has a beautiful, wonderful family. They're an amazing group of people. And I always share with them, I said, but you know, he had another family. We were that family. And he says, when I think of y'all, he says, I think of the love and the encouragement and the inspiration. And he says, it brings tears of joy to me. Well, we all have been a part of that. And we all are a part of that. And that's what we can be for ourselves and each other, our community, nation, and the world, a beacon of hope and light and inspiration, of encouragement, that we don't have to live in this turmoil. We don't have to live in all this fear and anger and hate. We can rise above it, and we can become the glory of God made manifest, because that's what we're here to do, to be the glory of God made manifest. Now, the night may be long, the storm may rage and thunder, but we don't have to live in fear and dread. We are God's illumination of love, courage, and strength, and through our hearts and souls, we will bring light to those who can see, comfort to those who need, and peace to the weary of heart, because it's what Spirit has called us to do, and it believes in you, it knows you, it honors you, it's with you every step of the way, and it's calling and encouraging you on to be the best you can be, to be the glory of God made manifest. And you can do it. This is the time, now's the place, and this is the moment. It's the truth in your life today, it's the truth in mine, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you.
Get ready, friends, our time has come. The celebration has now begun. What we have going, we'll take it on. This high vibration for everyone. Oh yeah, we've come so far, patient for so long. So now's the time, our wings are dry. We take off, we take flight. Wanna take you higher, higher. We can take this anywhere. Wanna take you higher, higher. Oh, get ready, friends, it has begun. This high vibration has turned us on. So now we're here, our wings are dry. We take off, we take flight. Wanna take you higher, higher. We can take this anywhere. Wanna take you higher, higher. Oh. come a long way from the chilled out, laid back scene, the sand low, shrinking down thing. Hiding from authority, biding my time, thinking something would be coming for me. But it wasn't until I took the time to see the truth of me that I started to feel more free. And now I know the world is shaped by me. On a natural high, I accept, release, and fly.
Come a long way from oozing, squeezing dreams, moving from the old to the new scene, throwing out clothes they said fit sweet, never made me feel like me. I'm taking on a new theme, the true me, following all the things I like to do and be. Now I see my soul smiling at me, saying everything is perfect, just the way we planned it to be. Now I can see that every time I ever had a bad ride, hard night, tough fight, the lesson was exactly right. For my growth and my oath to myself, I just wanted to know the experience of living in the human form. A gift, a sacred shift. I can still take the ride, saying hi with all the love and truth inside, but I forgot. Thought I was what I was not, and remembering is the dream, is the new scene. I am here to make a change and be the queen of a new theme. Life is fun, and we are all one, connected by a web of light. Lines running heart to heart, looking into your eyes, I see your spark. Your light, light in mine, and I bow to you and honor your perfect path through life. No judgment, no fight, just awe and love and light. Wanna take you higher, higher. We can take this anywhere. Wanna take you higher, higher. Wanna take you higher, higher. We can take this anywhere. Wanna take you higher, higher. Oh, 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 Wanna take you wanna take you You know it, that's your part. Wanna take you higher.
Oh, great. Thanks, guys. All right, so now we come to the time we support our center, and we support this place because it's an amazing place. Now, you can support us in a couple of ways. You can do prayer work for us. You can see all this community full and supported and getting all the people in. You can support us by volunteership. Silver Fawn can help you out there. We always have jobs we need doing. And you can support us financially. However you choose to support us, know that your gift is recognized. You'll be rewarded abundantly. So if you will, take your inspiration and place it over your heart and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me, multiplied abundantly. Well, thank you in advance for your offerings. If the ushers will step down, Sam and Lucy, what you got for us?
Take it away, Sammy. You might need a little percussion in the audience. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Take the time, take the time, take the time to be joyful. Yeah. Take the time, take the time, take the time to be joyful. The joy is everywhere when we take the time to see it. Throw your hands in the air. Woo. When you take the time to feel it, yeah. Take the time, take the time, take the time to be joyful, yeah. Take the time, oh, oh. Take the time to be joyful. Joy is everywhere when you take the time to see it. Throw your hands in the air when you take the time to feel it. Take the time, take the time, take the time to be joyful, joyful. Take the time, yeah. Take the time to be joyful.
One more time, yeah?
Take the time.
Take the time.
Take the time.
Take the time.
Take the time to be joyful. Yeah. Take the time. Take the time. Take the time to be joyful.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you for your support. Your support is allowing the center to grow and to thrive, to continue to be the beacon of love and hope and inspiration. So we thank you, we bless it, we release it, knowing it does its good and perfect work, returning to us multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you, Karen. All right, so we're going to conclude the service with affirmative prayer. I'm going to do it in the first person, but take it in for yourself. If I say something that works for you, hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work for you, just let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me this morning. There is but one God and one mind and one power. And that power is perfect love, it's divine intelligence. And that power created me from itself plus nothing else. It called me by name from stardust so I could walk the sacred soil of St. Augustine. So here today, I've taken a moment to be joyful, to experience joy, to experience love, to celebrate my soul and my life and my dreams and desires. And all this emotion is time well spent. For Spirit is here with me, it's urging me on, it's calling me forth. For there is nothing in life that I need to fear. There is no darkness that the illumination of God's light cannot shine through. So here today, I know that there is a Spirit of God that's calling forth for me to lift my eyes to a greater knowing for myself, for me to lift my heart and soul so I can walk the soil of a new heaven and a new earth, here and now, in this moment. So now in this sacred place, surrounded by all these wonderful, loving friends, I choose to know the best for myself. I choose to see myself as God sees me, not as weak and wounded, but strong, mighty, victorious, out to lead an army of love, an army of celebration, an army of compassion and kindness. I am here to declare a new day for myself, for my family, for my community, and the world, that we can leave behind the dark night of hate and anger and turmoil and distress. We can lift our eyes to a greater breaking dawn of a new possibility for the humanity, a day where men and women can live in respect and honor and peace, a day where the arms of war are dropped forever, a day when we know who we are, children of the mighty Most High, and we're here to live in peace and love and harmony. This is my truth. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing. And I throw this prayer into the mind of God, knowing it does its good and perfect work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea, and that is your life. Your life. It's not a problem to be solved. It's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to go name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle Spirit is calling us to be. Until we see each other again, this is Reverend Ken wishing you many blessings.
Take the time, take the time, take the time to be